excuse the look, but it's freezing and it's raining. But I was determined to get some exercise. I've been editing all day, the kids have been in the club, and it's been a bit stressful today. I've been struggling with a new animator, getting the animation the way I want it, and also just their kind of, their tone, the way they, I don't know. I like things to be quite easy to work with, friendly, and it's not quite working out, but equally we're going through the painful bit, and maybe on the other side of this it'll be easier. Quite a big thing to tell you about is that I've started working with a writer to produce articles for the Being Freelance website, which feels big because previously I've been writing things. Whilst I can write, I'm not necessarily the best writer or the quickest writer, and I certainly don't think in the way that writers who write blog posts all the time think, which is they think about keywords and SEO titles and the layout of it, the structure of it in ways that I just wouldn't. Today we have published our first one. It's all about the benefits of entering awards for freelancers. Here's the thing is that I've gone, look, these are loads of interviews that I think would be good for it. She has trawled through them all, through the transcripts, and listened to them, pulled out the quotes, thought of the structure of it, and then I mean, this is a big thing as well. I've then given her access to the Being Freelance website, so created an account for her to create it and put in the picture and the blah blah blah. But then I've gone in and made suggestions or just rewritten bits so that while she's done a good job of sounding like me, clearly making it sound more like me because it is me. And the thing is, I have been wanting to write that article for like 2 years. I knew there were all these great quotes there. I knew it could be really useful, but I just haven't got round to it because it's quite a task. And so yeah, hiring somebody else to help has really worked, and I'm really pleased with how it's come out. So this morning we were hanging out with my brother and the kids, and in fact just a few hours ago this was covered in clay. In fact, still is in places, doing pottery stuff with the kids, and then we walked into town, had pizza together, and then dropped the kids at their friend's house. Now they're going to be there for about the next 4 hours, so I've got a bit of time now in which to do some work to finish off the week, which is good because what's been nice is that, as you've noticed, I have been doing bits and pieces of work, but as far as my clients are concerned, I'm off this week, which means that they don't expect me to get back in touch straight away. Like, it's even okay to reply to them the next day. Like, there's the pressure is off, and I think that's kind of key. So even if I choose to do bits of work, the pressure isn't there, which means that I can let myself have fun with the kids and not stress about work. So I think that's a really important thing. Also, when I woke up this morning, very exciting, Doing It for the Kids have featured a blog post I wrote. And a big part of that community is also on Instagram. So it was really nice seeing her promote it on Instagram and then reading people's comments, because it's all about being a freelance parent and taking time off. Yeah, I was a bit worried about some people maybe taking it the wrong way and then feeling guilty that they hadn't taken time off. Whereas it's more about that self-realisation that it's okay to take time off, rather than my default position, which always used to be, I have to work, and, you know, find something else for my kids to do. Now I've realised it's okay for me to take time off. It puts your kids first and you first, and then your client comes second. But your client's okay with that because they know that you're off. Well, I've been sitting reading Gary V's Crushing It while getting the car washed. And it's convinced me that actually I have to get a Facebook page.
What's this? It's so funny. Daddy, watch this one.
So it's like 11:30 Saturday night, and I have spent the last few hours editing the podcast. By the way, very good, Michelle Kondrich, who is excellent. Follow the link below or search wherever you get your podcast. But yes, while I was sitting there, like partially editing it while the kids and my wife and me were watching TV, once they'd gone to bed and my wife was playing Zelda and I was still sitting there with the cat editing away, and now I still haven't uploaded it, which means in the morning I'm gonna have to do all the publishing and the show notes and all of that, so another hour or two tomorrow morning. Frankly, right now I'm sitting here thinking, why have I not hired those guys who offered to help me? I guess like a podcast production and promotion company. They edit podcasts, but more importantly than that, they help you promote them. I've been mulling over for ages now, hiring somebody to help me with editing when I need it and for writing the show notes and what have you. And I'm not quite sure what's holding me back. Maybe money, but maybe just because I know I can do it. And actually I enjoy doing it. But whilst I enjoy doing it, do I really want to be spending all Saturday night until late doing it? Maybe it's time I stop being an idiot and gave him a call. It's just been really nice this week to slow down, to still do bits of work, but to spend time with the kids, because otherwise life just becomes a blur. But when you slow down, you see the detail, you notice the colour and the quirks, like the man with the parrot on his shoulder.